This is Today in Toronto, our daily podcast from torontotoday.ca. I'm Scott Sexsmith, and these are some stories making headlines. On this Thursday, the city plans to open 6 new shelters with 450 beds by the year 2030 to deal with an overloaded system that turns away nearly 230 people every day. It's the first phase of a broader plan to open 20 shelters by 2033. Which councillors approved last year. The first 2 shelters at 1615 Dufferin Street in the Corso Italia neighborhood and 2535 Gerrard East in the Upper Beaches will open in 2027. Aidan Chamandi with that story today. The average asking price for rent in Toronto last month dropped to a figure not seen in more than 2 years. That according to a national report from a Canadian rentals website. Toronto asking prices fell 9.4% year over year to an average of $2,640, a 28-month low, according to the stats from rentals.ca and Urbanation. The average asking price for a one-bedroom in the city was $2,374, down 8.5% compared to November of last year, and a two-bed was just over $3,000, that down 10%. Cycle Toronto has launched a charter challenge against the Ford government's new law that could remove 3 Toronto bike lanes. The charity, along with 2 cyclists, seeking an injunction from Ontario's Superior Court of Justice to prevent the removal of bike lanes on Bloor, Yonge, and University Avenue. The advocates have argued tearing the bike lanes out goes against the charter's guarantee to life, liberty, and security of the person. An unexpected intervention by the federal NDP into the Davenport riding's candidate election has left the local riding association and party members frustrated. Just days before local members were set to crown the riding's next NDP candidate, the federal party intervened, canceling the vote. Gabe Oatley with that story today. Torontonians were less giving this year than last. According to new figures released in a new ranking, Toronto placed 39th when it comes to charitable donations per capita for 2024. That is a drop from 37th place. Last year, Toronto ranked alongside several other larger cities, placing just behind Halifax, Ottawa, and Vancouver. The union representing Canada Post workers says an unfair labor practice complaint over the company's layoffs has been resolved. The union said in a statement last night that a mediated settlement has been reached that requires Canada Post to notify affected employees that they are not on a temporary layoff. The strike is now into its 4th week. The Leafs host the Ducks tonight, and the Raptors are on the road in Miami to play the Heat. Toronto weather, a mix of sun and cloud today, slight chance of flurries, high of -4, partly cloudy tonight, low -9, and sunshine tomorrow with a high of -2. Follow us on X, sign up for our daily newsletters, and subscribe to Today in Toronto. Thanks for listening. Have a great Thursday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.